And welcome back to Face the Nation. It is getting very spirited out here on Aga Khan Walk, sandwiched between Uchumi House, Kencom House, and Reinsurance Plaza. Our panelists getting heated out here. Audience, Wananchi, we're all here talking about the next governor of the county of Nairobi. Before we go back to some questions and answers, let's go to the videotape with some challenges from the people of the county of Nairobi.
The last 2 weeks, the taps in my house have run dry, and even what the City Council of Nairobi is, or the water company, is not trying to use alternative means of sourcing water. It is relying on Dakaini Dam.
We normally have shortage of water all the time because we do buy water, and the sewerages, they are always blocked. And this one, they don't do it unless we ourselves, we contribute so that we pay, so that we hire people to come and to do it for us.
Everything is high. The house rents are high and people are living in trouble, especially if you go to those sides of the slums, you will find a lot of crisis there. Yeah, it is just helter-skelter. People just gamble to live.
Kwa kweli, iwapo kutapatikana mtu ama gavana ambaye atakuja kwa roho ya kujitolea kabisa, mhanga akiwa ameamua kupigana na kidonda hiki ambacho kinaitwa ufisadi katika taifa letu la Kenya. Mwanzo akiweza kupambana na kidonda hicho ambacho kinaitwa ufisadi, atakuwa amesaidia mwananchi wa Kenya sana.
Kama na Nairobi akuja akijua hii Nairobi inahitaji parking, bali watu watawekesha magari yao. Na tuko na nafasi mzuri sana wakati huu. Nairobi River ilianzishwa na PS katika environment, ikaji kachukuliwa na huyu ametuaje juzi, Honorable Michuki, ambaye sasa ni marehemu. Sasa huyo gavana afuatilie hiyo mto, awekesha hapo vitu kama parking huko, marikiti huko, hiyo mtoni ioshwe na iwekwe vitu kama mahoteli huko.
Tungependelea mtu ambayo hana ukabila, sababu ukabila imekuwa imeharibu Kenya hii, ambao hata tunapoangalia mahali kama mahospitali za Nairobi, City Hall, mahali kama mahali pa public, tunaona ukabila imeenea. Tungeomba bwana governor ambao saa hizi Mungu atatujalia tupate, tafadhali aondoe ukabila.
I expect that things like licensing fees be moved a bit down, because right now they're a bit higher. And apart from that also, I would also like the issue of inflation, the rate of the dollar to be regulated, because you know us, like people who import and export goods, it affects our business so much in terms of pricing, and that's in turn goes to the person who is consuming the goods that we and services we offer.
Okay, here we go. More questions. Ladies, it is time the ladies spoke. After all, it's a new constitution. Go ahead, your name, where you're from, and make it nice and brief.
Karon Joki, I'm the Sonu Treasurer. My question is, I want to see a Kenya where my governor can notice talent on the street. A street boy who can make an aeroplane can surely make a good pilot, but is a street boy. And then, every day a new campus is opening in the CBD. Education is becoming available to everyone. I'm just hearing 24-hour job system. What is these jobs that you're providing? These students and the youth, and even the workers who are here, how are you going to cater for that?
We are not able, right now, as we're talking, to identify talent, because in the first place, those places where we are supposed to have, for example, sports, and where we are supposed to have social halls, where that talent can be identified, are not there anymore. And I agree with you, we must be able to provide and facilitate identification of talent from the bottommost, even from the street child. But we must have areas where we are able to identify that service from community level. So that is possible, and that must be done. You talked about education, very many campuses, and then you asked, what jobs then are we going to be providing? When I talk about jobs, I say creation of jobs and opportunities. You create jobs, technical jobs, so that those coming from the university who have done technical subjects are able to get jobs. You create jobs in art subjects so that people we are also churning out very many administrators and officers so they get jobs. But further than that, we must also create opportunities so that you look at the catalyzing of the micro and small enterprises so that these people are not only looking for work, but they can also employ themselves. That is how you look at it. You cannot ask everybody to be employed. There are people who don't want to be employed and they can employ themselves. And that is possible, and that is doable.
I'm Kipto Joshua from the University of Nairobi, Parkland School of Law. I'll put a very specific question to the two persons declaring the intention to be the governors. A simple one. You've told us what we need, what the county needs, what the CBD needs, etc. That's okay. But a very simple question I'll put to you. You've served in the private sector. You've served in various departments, various sectors. This is the same sector that deals with the government. When you talk about corruption, it is the same sector that fuels, facilitates by doing business with the same government. Now tell us, what new thing are you bringing in as a governor? Because at the end of the day, you're the same people. It's only that we are only changing offices.
My future learned friend, it is true that the private sector has been involved in matters of corruption. There's no denying about that. As I said, I have done a thesis, which you can refer to the University of Nairobi Law School. I have identified specifically that. But the issue which must be understood is who has the constitutional mandate and legal authority to make sure that laws that are broken in this country are enforced. It is the government, the national government. And a lot of corruption that has been perpetrated in this country begins by having bureaucrats at the level of government blocking businesses. That's one. Number two, the other one has been the issue of courts. And that's why I said we are lucky that the reforms that has taken place as far as judiciary is concerned is going to make it difficult for anybody to perpetrate corruption in the Republic of Kenya. And I also want to say this. All of us, beginning with us voters, and this is a very important thing, we must avoid the question of being paid 50 shillings, being paid 20 shillings, being paid 100 shillings, so that you vote for so and so. Because when somebody has given you money for services he does not lend, he has not lent that. What are you talking about? We, wananchi, must also take a very serious responsibility that we will not, in 2012, vote leaders because they have bribed us. Because bribery is the first door that opens to proliferation of corruption in any country, whether you talk about Kenya or anywhere else.
My name is Wanye from the Great Team. Mine is about the traffic problem we have at the Uhuru Highway, especially specifically at the roundabout near Nyao House and also at Haile Selassie. You'll notice that the traffic employed there, when the lights are red, is when they allow the vehicles to go. Should we remove the traffic or the lights?
The issue of traffic that you have referred to, Mr. Wanye, is true. We have a serious problem. Why? Because until maybe the last 10 years, Nairobi has been an orphan city. The leaders who have been running Nairobi, they have been people from outside. They have not been people who have been either grown here or born here. So that when they become even members of parliament or even become cabinet ministers, they don't care about Nairobi. They are worried about what? Where they come from. It is therefore important for the people of Nairobi to understand that there has been a serious deficit of development, road network included. And it is only in the last few days or few years that people have been addressing the issue of traffic. How do we deal with the issue of traffic? One, we must expand the roads. That's one of the things. Secondly, we must not allow impunity by drivers, whether they are private drivers, they are bus drivers, or matatu drivers, to drive as they wish. And on this basis, I want to challenge the Commissioner of Police and the future Inspector General of Police. Please hold drivers to account, because this country, the biggest single problem we have is the issue of impunity. A lot of our leaders, whether we talk about the Commissioner of Police, or we talk about cabinet ministers, or we talk about people who have been given mandate, they don't do their jobs. If you walk from here now, you see matatus overtaking on the right, and on the left. And that has become a modus operandi as far as driving in Nairobi is concerned. That is one of the things that causes traffic jam. We must refuse.
But KK, that's going to take a whole mind change, isn't it?
Of course.
Almost brainwashing people.
That's the reason why, Jeff, we have changed the Constitution. And I want to say this. Just because we have changed the Constitution does not mean we are going to switch on and off and change the culture and behavior of the people. We must begin by ensuring that we punish people. People must be held to account. Because if you don't hold people to account, what happens? They continue with the behaviors, and thereafter it becomes a culture.
Mimi naitwa Amboi kutoka Westerns. Mimi nauliza governors, nyinyi mnafikiria vile mmeongea habari ya security. Huko ndani mashinani kwa shanties, mnajua akina mama tunataabika sana na hawa watu wanachukua makoche. Sababu mtoto anatoka nyumbani, hawasomi, wanakaa nyumbani, wanachukua masufuria yetu, wanaenda kuuza kwa huko kwa watu wa makoche. That is one. Second, nyinyi mnafikiria namna gani? Isiri watoto wamekuja hapo na Wasomali wamezaa hapo, hakuna watoto wanaenda shule. Huko mashinani mtafanya namna gani? Thirdly, sasa wakati kama huu kuna strike ya madaktari.